Hey everybody, Project Next goes Taylor Swift Fangirl. And so this whole episode is going to be about how amazing Taylor Swift is, how she gives wisdom to so many of us, what she's done to my own life. And I have an extremely special guest, you all, with me. It is Tim Peck, co-founder, Tim Peck's incredible wife, Missy Burgin. I love her so much. Missy, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
Hello. I am excited to be here. There are very few things you could get me to dive into for an hour more than Taylor Swift running probably my job and my family. So I'm happy to be here and spending this time with you.
Whenever I was watching the docu-series, the Taylor Swift docu-series, and loving it so much, you were the first person that I wanted to talk to about it. And I was like, maybe, I don't know, I'll try it. It's one of those things where you just ask, which I also learned that from Taylor. Just ask. If she says no, it's fine. So thank you for saying yes. Yeah. And we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift, why she's an amazing human, but we need your help, everybody. This is a very interactive show. We need you all to comment. What has Taylor Swift taught you? What wisdom have you learned from Taylor Swift? What, maybe her lyrics, maybe the way she lives her life, maybe her like healthy relationship with her fiance. What are you loving about Taylor Swift? Please put it in the comments, whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching it after. We want your feedback because, in my opinion, Taylor Swift is doing more to push the culture for the better than any other human right now in this day on the planet. Do you feel that way, Missy?
I mean, I'm going to say yes, but also my other icon is Pete Buttigieg. So the combination of the two of them,
I also like Pete Buttigieg, but I have to say he's not as big as Taylor Swift.
No, he doesn't have the show-stopping presence that Taylor Swift does. But I totally agree with that. I think she's just a good human, right? She's the person that you want people to look up to, that you hope everybody looks up to. So
right. Yeah, she's so badass, and we don't deserve all the background coverage that she gives of her life. We didn't have to have this behind the scenes 6-part episode on Disney Plus about her Eras tour, but she went ahead and gave it to us anyway. And that's the magic. That's what I like. I love her tour. I watched the final show where it's 3.5 hours of her performing live. I don't know how she does that. But it's not only that, it's that she shows us how she does it. She models for us how to be a strong female in this culture today, how to lead, but also how to love people. And I think there's so many things I love most about her, but I really love how she shares her feelings with the world. She is who she is. She tries to be the best version of herself, but she shows us it's okay to have feelings. Because I don't know about you, Missy, but as a woman, I kind of was told growing up, I was born in 1980, that women shouldn't show their feelings. They shouldn't be emotional, that was a downside or a negative thing. And Taylor shows how being emotional is actually a good thing.
Yeah. And I'd actually disagree with you. I do think she needed to do this. And I think she needed to do it because the world that we live in is so critical, so quick to judge, that everybody will come up with their own opinion about her. And she just is saying, no, actually, I'm a normal human, right? I make sourdough bread and I throw up hearts to my boyfriend. And the only way I'm different is because I have this incredibly creative talent that the rest of the world doesn't get to have. And I recognize that. She recognizes that. And I think
I agree with you on that she is doing that because she needs to, because it's really important she shows us her authentic self. I agree with you on that. I think you're right. I'm just saying we don't normally get that in famous people. We don't normally get such behind the scenes look. No. And yeah, so she's different.
It's part of why she has been able to create this cult, right? If you could use cult in a positive term, in the way that you feel like you're her friend. Like I said to Tim, I was like, I'm never getting pregnant again, but I would carry Taylor Swift's baby.
That's so
He's like,
cute.
and he's like, you would just do it so that you could like hang out with her and get invited to family functions.
That's so cute. Yeah. I mean, she's done so much. Like, my kids know who she is, but I hope that they get a little bit into her as they get older because she's such a good model for how to lead your own authentic life.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
right. And
So
like,
her tour, her Eras tour, it was 149 shows. It was going to be more, but there was a scary terrorist plot in Vienna, Austria. And
mhm,
so they had to cancel those shows. And then there was a terrible time where in London, did you hear this? You saw it on the show. In London, there was a Taylor Swift dance party and there was a terrorist act and kids were murdered there. And I thought it was really amazing that she talked about it on the docu-series. You
mhm,
saw her pain from that. You
mhm.
saw the tears. You saw her mom have tears. And she went like each night of the concert that she did a
Yeah,
concert in London, she
yeah,
went and met the families that
yes,
lost their
yeah,
children.
yeah.
And
Would
she
go meet
goes,
with
when
them before. Yeah,
yes, she goes, when I'm going to see them, there's no tears.
yeah,
There's strong Taylor
yep,
comforting them. She goes, but I'll cry after.
yeah,
And I just thought that was really incredible of her.
yeah. Look, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, man. I mean, she's just giving so much joy to people.
Mhm.
And then the world seeps in with violence. And it it's gotta be, I would imagine that's the hardest part of what she does.
Yeah. Well, and her like this goes much beyond like the hugeness that is Taylor Swift, but um critics, right? They're trying to launch their career in being critical of her, which like I had to Tim's sister was like, no, they're just, she put me in my place about that because the reality of it is like people will come in and they're going to say all these bad things about her albums or her or as a person and yada yada yada. And it's like they're just trying to get their own traction so they can launch their own career. Can you imagine if every day you lived your life, one, you had to be like fearful for your safety and the safety of those around you, and two, people were always like continually trying to tear you down just to build themselves up? And so, like, how do you remain such a strong, positive presence in the world through all of that? Like, I mean, you've run for political office. You know how hard it is. So,
I think that's why I identify with her in one
yes,
aspect, because in a teeny tiny faction, I put myself out there and get judged a lot, but nothing to the extent she does.
yeah,
Did you listen to the podcast with her and Travis and her brother and her Travis's brother?
stayed up. Like, I think I started that one at like midnight and was like, this is a really
I
bad
love
idea,
that
Missy.
so much. Did you all listen to that podcast of them, the three of them? When she gave that advice, and it went viral, that short clip, but that is really good advice. She talked about when people talk about her, it has nothing to do with Taylor Swift. It has nothing to do with her personally. It's
Yeah,
their own projections of their own feelings and thoughts about her life, and it has absolutely zero to do with Taylor Swift. I really took that to heart. And when people talk about Sarah Blessing or Project Next or Sarah should do this and Sarah should do that, or my favorite comment, Missy, you want to know my favorite comment I got? My favorite troll comment for Project Next. It was a short clip of me and Christopher Machen talking,
mhm.
and somebody goes, she needs to stop interrupting him. That was my favorite one. I was like, it's my show. He interrupts me too. It's okay. And then I'm like, oh, it's not about me. I'm going to
Yeah,
Taylor Swift this.
yeah,
Those comments about me are not about me. They're projections of themselves. That man felt very upset that I was
mhm,
interrupting another man. They felt like I was interrupting them. It's not about me. It's our
yeah,
culture. And and so I try to live that way, and I try to give your husband, Tim Peck, that advice because he also gets attacked a
mhm.
lot. He gets judged. If you run for Congress, you all, you're going to get judged.
Any political office, it's so unfair. Regardless of where you stand politically, like people just make an assumption because there have been bad people that have come before them.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
just assuming that you're bad. Think about all the jealousy that has been projected on Taylor Swift and the assumption that she got to where she is because she's pretty or because she's a white woman. The assumption that she did nothing to become the highest grossing paid concert, tour of all time. And that's one of the reasons she did the docu-series. She wanted to show, no, everybody here, including Taylor, including her, worked so hard.
Mhm.
And just to call that out, I thought it was really beautiful. But check yourself, everybody, because I do it. I'll get jealous. I'll get jealous of somebody or something and want their life for a second. And then I got to realize, oh, Sarah being jealous. Let's take a step back here. I actually admire that. Or sometimes I get mad at people because they do faults that are similar to my own. I'll catch
Mhm.
myself doing that one.
Yeah.
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 Like, let's talk a little bit about her dating life, because she couldn't really completely date not in the public eye. And she
Mhm.
also wrote about it in her songs. And she was so heavily judged for having multiple boyfriends. what do you what do you think about over the years? Because she's been in the spotlight for a long time. What do you think about all the hate she got for dating different men?
I will fight anybody. Anybody who has those kinds of comments, I will fight them. First of all, like, when did she start her career? Like 13, 14, right? So she's been in the public eye for a long time. If you didn't get engaged or find your partner until you were 34, 33, we'll call it, you probably have dated a lot of people, right? Like, if my dating life from 15 to 33 were on display, people would judge me too, but not because there's anything wrong with it, because she didn't settle down at 22 or 23 or 24, right? Because she had
Yeah.
feelings for people and she talks about them, because that's what you do. You talk about things.
There's a lot of hate on the like Christian nationalism type side of things. There's a religious aspect to the trolls, where she should have got married at 22, she should have stopped working, she should have pumped out a bunch of children and been meek and passive, maybe even not vote, because some of those people are for women not voting. And so there's a lot of hate on that side. And I'm like really thankful she did none of those things. And I kind of think about, well, if I were Taylor Swift and
Mhm.
I could date a hot celebrity, and it might be break end and heartbreaker, it's going to be fun and it might last forever, I think I'd go with it too. Like,
Yeah.
she's super brave. She's brave in all aspects of her life, including her love life, and I admire it. So I know there's a lot of jealousy, and that it's a lot of women are supposed to be told who to like. Like, sometimes we want our dads to pick out the guy for. I mean, the culture is crazy. And so she didn't do that. And she's out here and she's admitted it. She's got songs. It's one of my favorite songs where she's talking about either this is going to last forever, it's going to blow up in flames. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
you gotta give her credit. Like, come on. She grew
I
up in
love,
front of us. She literally grew up in front of us, right?
yes.
I'm 5 years older than her. You're 10 years older than her. We we were her, right? And just because she didn't make those decisions doesn't make the people who do wrong or right. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But like, when when did the world turn into a place where when you don't agree with somebody, you have to tell them or you have to like publicly criticize them?
That's
Just don't
that's
listen to
the
music. If you don't agree with her, just don't listen, because she's doing so many great things for so many other people.
That's such a beautiful point. She's pure joy. She's
Yeah.
pure every emotion. If you watch her concert, which you can if you have Disney, if you watch her 3.5 hour Eras tour concert, you see every emotion in that acted out. She's a great actress, by the way.
Mhm.
Amazing. I love just like her looks, her eye roll, everything she does is amazing. And if you just focus on all the emotions that she puts out and how it's like 70,000 people, Missy, in the crowd.
It's crazy.
Over 10 million people
Mhm.
saw her show live.
Mhm.
10 million people experienced those emotions, the joy, the friendship, the love, the no shame, the no guilt.
Yeah.
They're allowed to be them, and she knew what she was doing. She says it. She's like, I want all of those people to have this safe place, this giant 70,000 people
Yeah.
have these emotions together in a safe way. Who wants to cut that down? why would you bring somebody else's joy down? If that is your goal, if you got to be a troll and you got to write about how Taylor Swift's music's terrible and Taylor Swift blah blah blah, you need to check yourself. You're jealous.
Well,
And
there,
why
yeah.
you got to cut down on other people's joy? Like if you don't like her music, this is a shocker. Don't listen to it.
Press fast forward or switch the channel. You do not have to listen to it. Yeah, but
If you don't like the romance book, oh, don't read it. If you don't like the movie, oh my gosh, don't watch it. Like life is hard enough.
yeah,
Life is hard enough. Maybe we should let people have their joy if it's not hurting anybody else. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. No, yeah. There's a lot of trolls out there, Taylor trolls and otherwise trolls, and I will say
I get a lot of men that tell me what to do on my shows. Like I get it a lot. And sometimes they're neurodivergent people, so that helps. Like I know that they are that way and I know that they don't mean to be mean. And I just kind of calmly, really nicely try to let them know, you can have your own show.
Yeah.
And you can talk about whatever you want, but I don't need your advice.
Yeah,
I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to be my best self. I'm going to try hard. And, and I think if we all just kind of stopped and realized that we don't need all the judgy stuff. Could we maybe back off a little?
Yeah. You don't like to be judged from your best friends, from your partner, from your family. Like I mean, I do. Maybe other people don't, and maybe other people like to live in judgy environments. But I have specifically built my environment so that it is free of that. And if I wanted that, I would go put myself on the internet or run for office or come up with a podcast. I just don't know why we have to do that. Like, what's the point? What good does it serve? It doesn't make anybody better. It just
You're amazing. I talk to Tim a lot and he'll ask for advice and I'll give him advice. And a lot of times he goes, that's what Missy said. And I feel like it's nice to have two because like my husband doesn't always believe me. Somebody else will tell him what I said and then he believes it. So I hope that I'm back here backing you up.
Thank you.
But I'm always just like, oh, I'm so thankful that my close friend and co-founder Tim Peck has Missy as his wife. Like I'm just so thankful. And that's something else Taylor does really well. Taylor Swift is amazing at pumping up other women. She pumps up guys too. But like she has Sabrina Carpenter on. Instead of like being jealous of Sabrina having the hits and she's like, I love it. She's like, I love her. Let's do a song together. Let's have her on stage. Let's do this thing. Let's support her. She goes out of her way and it's easy for her. She just gets it. We support women. And I kind of feel like I don't get to hang out with you as much as I'd like to because I think you're really incredible. But I kind of feel like we just both get that. We both spend time with Tim Peck trying to help him out. And I'm so grateful he has you. And I feel like you're glad that I work with him because I'm always putting his mental health first. Like that comes first.
Yeah.
And that's the same with Taylor Swift. Like you talk about like her dancers and her singers.
That's
and
what I was going to say exactly. Was like that part of granted, I've only seen a couple of the episodes of the docu-series, but I follow some of the dancers on Instagram and I see what's unfolding before I see the episodes. And she builds up the people around her, right? Like getting to work with her has been life and career altering for
all those dancers,
everybody,
and all the singers, everybody,
space, right? The people, everybody that's on her tour. You see headlines about she goes around, Arrowhead Stadium tipping people, amounts of money that we wouldn't think about.
I have that in my notes. She gave $197 million in bonuses to Eras Tour performers and crew on top of salaries.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to give one dime to that.
No.
And she wrote handwritten letters to everybody and did like a wax seal on them. Like it took her weeks and weeks. And she'd been doing it over.
Yeah. She was so methodical and committed to those people who, I've never been on a major tour like that, but I would assume that not every lead artist takes that much care.
No. And that she's modeling for all of us. She's modeling for us. How do we treat people in the workplace? You treat them like she did. It's not that she didn't expect great things from them. They all gave like 100% every day. They love her so much.
Yeah.
She cared about them. She cares about their mental health first. She cares about their emotions. She wants their dreams to come true. Like I saw they said like a truck driver was able to get his first home with the bonus and stuff like that. Like just she made their dreams come true. She changed all of their lives. I saw like on the last episode that I just finished this morning of the docu-series, one of them said, "She made me a healthier person."
Mhm.
She modeled for everybody involved how you behave on
Mhm.
a concert tour, and everybody did it. I know there wasn't gossiping, there wasn't lying, there wasn't guilting, there wasn't shaming
Drugs.
of
Yeah,
people, there
all of
wasn't
that good
drugs.
stuff.
She modeled how people should act on this tour, and it wouldn't have happened otherwise. I mean, she broke records doing it for so long. Doing, I don't know how she did it. I ran 3 days worth of workouts while I watched her one concert.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it said, I think she says it's over 8 miles of walking, dancing
Mhm. Yeah.
across the stage for that
Well,
concert.
so
She's doing 8 miles worth of
it's, yeah,
steps.
it's insane. 3 hours of working out every day repeatedly, right? But if you think about it, this is the best of the best, right? This was the North Star of any like world tour that has ever existed. And so she and the entire crew recognized that. And when you're among greatness and you're doing the best of the best, like, yeah, you take care of yourself and you do what you need to do so that you can show up, because she created this culture of like, okay, well, if I can't show up, then I let everybody else here down, right?
Right.
And so like everybody is working their hardest and doing what they need to do to take care of themselves so that they can take care of the people around them. And I've always wanted that in home life, in work life, in family life, right? I
I
say it to
see
Tim.
it. I
Yeah.
see it, Missy, in the way you run your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really beautiful. I can tell you model the most healthy things. And I'm just so impressed with you. And I'm also trying to do that with my home life as well.
Yeah.
And Taylor's a great model for how to do that. I love on the first episode, she's like, okay, I want to do this song and then this song, and it's going to be 3 hours. And everybody's like, what are we going to cut? There's no way it's going to be three
Yeah.
hours. And then it's 3.5 hours. So she taught me my goal for this year. My goal is, oh, nobody puts limits on me. I mean, you can give me a limit, but I'm listening to it
I'm the
because
boss of this, right?
I'm the
I'm
boss of
I'm
this.
in charge here, and
Yep.
this is what's going to make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm doubted all the time. Like, again, Tim gets this too. Putting yourself out there, having a media company, running for office, doing these things where you get judged all the time. People are constantly telling you what you can't do.
Mhm.
And it gets a little bit exhausting. But if you just kind of, oh, nobody gets to tell me.
Mhm.
I tell myself, and that's it. And guess what? I'm going to really try to tell myself as little as possible. I'm going to see
Yeah.
how far I can go.
Yeah.
Because if nobody believed Taylor Swift and she's already Taylor Swift,
Mhm.
that's a good model for all of us to realize people don't get to put limits on you.
Yeah.
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 And like you build this culture, this work culture, if you will, because hers was a work environment where we're going to push the limits and everybody wants to do it. You make it a great place to be, exist, and work and live. That everybody else is on board with it and everybody's respectful of it, right? Like, okay, cool. It was going to be a 3 hour show and now it's going to be a 3.5 hour show. Tell me where to stand and how to move my legs, right? Like, let's do it. Let's do it.
Another thing I really loved is the diversity in
So
the
much.
people that put on the tour. Taylor said her vision was she wanted every single fan to find somebody on that stage that looked like them.
Yeah.
And so she had different ages. She has different genders. She has different ethnicities. I
Body type.
really loved the black man that isn't super
Cam.
skinny and was told, what was his name?
Cam.
Cam, good job.
Cam.
That was
Follow
told,
him on
he
Instagram. I
wasn't
have for a
skinny
while.
enough. He wasn't skinny enough to be a dancer. And he's a fantastic dancer. I love watching him. And he had like things when he get to say stuff in the show. And he's the guy at the beginning with the big at the opening when they're holding those giant purple things, and
Petals.
he's the one that's got the petals. Oh, I didn't realize they're petals. That makes sense.
I don't know if
He's
they
the
are
one
or
that's
not.
over her, and he brings it back, and he's picking her up because he's super strong. And then there was a singer that had breast cancer
Mhm.
during the tour and had to leave, get care, and then came back, and how everybody on the tour just loved her and was like, "You get better and then come back," and like just the support that everybody had. And then one of her main dancers, I don't remember her name, the one with blonde hair that was a choreographer too for movies.
Oh,
No,
she's
no,
got
not a chore. She's
Maybe more.
Oh yeah, so Mamie Moore was the choreographer, right? And
I
she's
think so.
used to doing movies. And Taylor Swift likes to do dances like a movie because she's more theatrical, which
She's
is
telling a
incredible.
story, she says,
She's
right?
telling a story, right, right. And then there was the other dancer that they got that danced with her next to her with blonde hair. And it was her last dance because her
Right.
body, she needed to
Right.
retire for her
Yep.
body. And I thought it was really beautiful how Taylor's like, I don't dance in like counts and numbers.
Yeah.
I need to
No.
do it with my lyrics. And so they did that for her because I had heard that she wasn't a great dancer. I just heard
Mhm.
people saying that you know, through the culture, people talking bad about her. And then I'm like, I watched this concert and I'm like, well, she's amazing. Well, she
Yeah.
found somebody that could teach her the way she needed to. And
Yeah.
like, how does she memorize all those lyrics and dance moves for 3.5 hours? I can't do that. Like, she's
Right.
clearly a genius,
Right. Yeah.
and
Of course.
and not just a genius in like a music way. She's like a genius in like every way because she's
Business
able to.
savvy. She's emotionally savvy. She's artistically superior to most everybody. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think I
Special
don't know
human. A
why
real
we don't
special
talk
human.
more about how smart she is. I don't know why that's not more part of the conversation.
Well, let's talk about it.
She's incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
I mean, she she sees things and she sums them up
Mhm.
really witty ways.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Yeah.
she said in a kid comes up in the concert every time,
Mhm.
and they scour the crowd and find kids that know all of the lyrics, and they pick one of them. And one time a kid said to her, she's hugging him, and the kid goes, "Is this real life?" And she comes back and she's like, kind of blew my mind. I'm like, I don't know, is it?
Wow. That's so cool. That's so
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
she's so profound.
On top of all that, she's bold, right? So for the majority of her career, or I guess you could call it the latter half of her career, she's finally said, you know what? I've done things the way that the industry has wanted me to for so long. I'm no longer doing that because that doesn't work, right? I'm going to own my own music. I'm going to leave country music. I'm gonna keep dating men because I'm looking for my soulmate, right? And you all can continue to judge me, but I'm gonna do what
I'm gonna keep going till I find someone that's my equal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that could handle her life.
Yes.
Like that was a big, like only a few people on this planet can handle Taylor Swift's life, and she found somebody. We could talk about that for a minute because I adore this relationship. Don't you?
Yes.
It's so healthy.
Yeah. I mean, I could be critical of Travis Kelce because he's kind of like a big buffoon, but like they're so happy and it works well for them. It's one of those relationships where you're like, I'm glad it works for you. I don't think I'd want that, right?
That's funny. He's so brave in the way that she's brave.
Totally.
Like he took a big swing to get to her. He goes to her concert hoping he can like give her a friendship bracelet with his cell number on it.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to meet her. He finds out she doesn't talk to
With
people
like
before
man planning. He did man planning.
He did man planning, and it didn't work out. So then he comes and he's sad on his the podcast he does with his brother.
Yeah.
And Taylor's mom hears about it.
Yeah.
Now, Taylor at this time had just had 2 breakups on tour and wrote the Poet album. What was it called? Tortured Poets Society? Department, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she's like nurturing broken heart, and her mom sees this. Somebody sends it to her.
To do something different.
Yeah, and she contacts her cousin and was like, "You're a sports fan. Do you know this guy? Is he a good guy?" And she's like, "Yes, he is a really nice person, and he also likes his mom, but also he likes the limelight. He likes attention. That's important. If you're going to be Taylor Swift's man, you need to be able to handle some attention." And he likes it himself. So So she's like, let's try an athlete.
Yeah.
So Taylor's mom recommended
Yeah,
it.
two things. So one of my favorite trends was back like 2 years ago when they started dating. There was this whole trend of like women either asking their partners or their husbands, "Hey, isn't it so cool that that Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map?" And then the husbands would like, "Am I allowed to curse on this show?" Like would like lose their shit and be like, "No, he's gone to the Super Bowl," whatever, all of his accolades. And
I didn't know him. I didn't know him.
it was I didn't know him, but it was so funny. They'd all be like, "Isn't it so great she put him on the map?" And then they'd lose their shit. And then two, on the New Heights podcast, when you know she was introducing her album, and they'd be talking, and it was really like it was the Taylor Swift show, right? It wasn't about anything traditional New Heights. It was her microphone to talk about what was going on and lead up to the launch of the album. But the whole time, like, you know, she's using sophisticated words, and you can see them there. You can see their real personalities, and he's just like, "What's that mean?" And she would be like, "I love you, baby. It's okay." And so the banter back and forth between them was
what
like,
I love the most about that banter is they were so supportive of one another. If
yeah.
Taylor would talk negative about herself, Travis would interrupt her and say, "No, no, no, baby. It's you're doing this and you're incredible." And
Mhm.
then if he was hard on himself, she'd go, "Oh, but honey, da 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 da." And I'm like, this is modeling
Yeah.
all these people what a healthy relationship looks like. We should
Yep.
all be doing this. And you know what? Like I've been with Chris for 11 years and we just started marriage therapy this year.
Mhm.
We're just now doing that.
Yeah.
We're now modeling the relationship that those two have.
Yeah.
And it helped me to see it. Like I
Mhm.
literally needed to see it because guess what? I've never seen that relationship before,
Yeah.
ever. I've never seen two people treat each other that way in
Mhm.
front of public.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a modern relationship, right? That I think many people should strive to have. And so what? It took them 35 years to find each other. Like, that's okay, right?
That's
And
probably preferable because you're more who you are,
yeah,
you
I
know.
met Tim when I was, gosh, I guess about 32. 32.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Almost.
Chris is my second marriage and it's a lot healthier. I didn't know who I was my first marriage. I was so new. I was so early 20s. I mean, seriously.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
I'm
love the
grateful for that
relationship.
time of growing up, and like Tim and I have a very healthy relationship. And of course, there are life stressors and things like that. We're not Taylor and Travis, and we don't have billions of dollars and help around the clock to do all the things that we need to do. And so, like, life stressors come in. But at the end of the day, yeah, it took me 32 years to find that relationship. And I have zero judgment on Taylor because it took her 35. And it is
I
strong.
think that's a good idea. It's not only do I not have judgment, I think it's a good idea to date around
Yeah,
and keep
yeah,
looking until you find your match because like she had like, 3 years with this person and she had years, she's had long-term relationships,
yeah,
but like the one that was a long time, that guy didn't like the spotlight.
yeah,
Well, that's not Taylor.
yeah.
She wants to lead. I think Taylor Swift wants to help as many people in the world as
Yes.
possible.
Yeah.
And she's
I mean,
showing us how to do that. And she
right.
needs her partner to also be for that. And he has a podcast where he's like is
Yeah.
game to use it to help. Like so good for her that she didn't settle.
Yeah. Yeah. And Travis is also like very philanthropic minded, right? Community
Yeah, I don't know
focused.
if you knew that. My brother told me this. There was like a big campaign in Travis's as a football star to get him famous. So so he actually really was trying to get bigger famous than just being a football player before he met Taylor, but nobody saw that was going to happen. So
Right.
I thought that was interesting that he wanted to be as famous as popular as
Mhm.
possible. I mean, I want to be famous. I want to be as famous as possible locally, nationally, so that I can help as many people as possible. So I
Yeah.
totally understand,
Yeah.
why they're doing what they're doing. And like, I also understand why Taylor can't fly commercial airlines. She's like literally the most popular person in the world. We're going to have to give her some grace.
Yeah.
We need to protect her and keep her
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah. And like, yeah, people are crazy. They wouldn't give her space or respect or anything. Even if you like see any clips of her getting out of her car, going from her car to a like in a door, a restaurant, a studio, whatever it may be, it's madness. Like I watched one when she was going on, I think the Stephen Colbert show, and just the logistical orchestration of it all. Every security person knew exactly where to stand and what to do and what to get, and it was just this beautifully, everything is beautifully coordinated efforts. And I think to be around her, you have to be the best of the best. And she, yeah, she leads that.
And you don't necessarily have to start out the best, but you
No,
become the best by watching her.
because
Like,
you also want to improve, right? You have that growth mindset and you want to get better.
and it's neat to see her, to see Taylor Swift get more confidence at, because since she's been famous since she was young,
Yeah.
to see her learn and grow and figure out this world. She had, did you see her documentary? Was it Miss Americana? Did you
Yeah, I
see
never
that?
saw that one yet. Yet.
So in that one, it shows where that radio host like
Mm,
touched her in the back in front of cameras really inappropriately, and she sought after it in court to get
yeah,
him in trouble for that,
yeah,
and how hard it was to get accountability for that guy when it was Taylor Swift it was done to on camera. And she says in the documentary, she's like, if it is so hard for me to seek justice, what
mhm,
does that say about all women? And I'm like, yeah, what
yeah,
does that say? And that was a really hard time in her life, and I'm so thankful she fought that, and she stood her ground, and she stood up, no, he should not have done that, there
yeah,
should be accountability. I'm
yeah,
like, how many women saw that, how many people saw that and realized they're in control of their own bodies? Other people don't get to do that, you get to call it out.
mhm,
Because society today tells you to be quiet, it
yeah.
tells women to be quiet, get over it,
It
all the
questions you.
time.
It questions you, right? Like, and I hope that we are moving beyond the well, she deserved it because of what she was wearing
Oh my
uh,
gosh, that makes me want to
era.
throw up. We can
But
wear
like,
whatever we want.
yeah, yeah. Why is it? No, it's not our fault. But
And
yeah,
Taylor probably does this really well too. And I want to tell this to the world because there's a lot of fear, especially in my county. It's a rural area here in Harrison County, and our views on women are a little backwards. And there's a lot of like dads and men need to be protecting these women. And I want to say there's a difference here. There's support, there's supporting women, but you don't need to protect. Like, I can't control what somebody else thinks of me. I can't control if some man has inappropriate thoughts of me. Can't control it. I
no,
can control whether that man is around me, talks to me, touches me. I am in control of my own body, but I can't control what goes on in their heads. And I
yeah,
think that that's an important way to view things because there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear that ends up holding girls down because they're so scared about the environment. And it's like, well, you've got to teach her to be her own person. And Taylor is her own person. She always has known what she wants. Like
mhm,
when it shows back, like, uh, home movies of her when she's young, she's like, I want this, this, and this, and this. And then her parents and her family tries to do that. Like,
mhm,
clearly she has an exceptional family. Her
right,
mom, especially, sticks out as just being incredible and so supportive. And you can tell Taylor in her 30s needs her mom every day. And
yeah,
then I'm glad that Taylor has her mom. But like, but just her modeling that for all of us, I feel like that's something I'm incredibly grateful for because she gives us the words. She gives us the words on what to say. She is judged. People think inappropriate things about her. People
mhm,
put bad stuff about her all over the internet, and she is fine
yeah,
because she knows how to handle it and she's teaching us. Here's how
mhm,
you do it.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, she's a role model. If people could see beyond her music, right? It's one thing to not like her music. That's not your style, whatever.
That's totally
But
fine.
if everybody could just like get some like power from her presence, right? From her being, that would, I mean,
I love the behind the scene footage stuff when somebody's like, okay, we're going to do this dance move. And she's like, I love it. I also want da 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 da. She's respectful. She's not saying she
yeah,
doesn't like, and they're immediately like, got it. I get what you're saying. Okay, let's do this. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna model that in my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna model that every day. I'm gonna clearly explain what I want. And then there's no, I have to worry about your feelings. You don't have to worry about my feelings. It's a professional relationship that we're trying to get this goal, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I get that from Tim too. And I've heard you joke about this, or I've heard Tim tell me about you joking about this. The white man, like
White male confidence.
white male confidence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I practiced this from Tim also
Yeah.
when we were both running the first time, me State House, him Congress, and I'd see him with that suit and that air of how I'm like, okay, I'll
Yeah.
do that too. And he'll be like, he would come up to me and he'd be like, you should go talk to that person. I'm like, okay, talk,
Yeah.
you know, and it just kind of modeled it. But now it's like I also really model it from Taylor Swift because it's nice to have a strong female version for
Mhm.
me, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think in many situations, white male confidence goes far, right? It's the asking for the raise or like saying no if you don't want to do something and it just asking for the discount when you're at the car dealership. All of these things that like, and Tim falls into this and I love him for it. And he's also very aware of it. Um, they just don't even think about it doesn't even cross their mind that like they're not entitled to that, right? um when Tim and I used to live in New York, we I'm a big runner, and I don't from the time I moved to New York City, I would not run in the dark alone unless I was running through the streets to meet a friend, right? Less than a mile, lit streets, populated roads, would not run alone. And then Tim and I started dating, and he said something, and I was like, "Well, I can't go right now; it's dark out." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And it's that that white male confidence of why would you ever consider not like what would be the harm in that, right? So I guess that's an opposite train of thought in where the white male confidence has positives and negatives. But yeah.
Yeah, with Tim, I will get crap for the exact same thing that he is doing,
Mhm.
and I find that people are very comfortable
Mhm.
telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas with Tim, it's more of a gossipy type behind the scenes, let people know. And I
Mhm.
don't know which one I like best, honestly. I don't like the gossipy one either, but I had to point it out to Tim as we're co-founders in this project next, and I'm getting stuff that he's not. And he was like, oh, okay. And he handled it really well. And he was like, well, let me know what I can do to support you. And I'm like, just keep saying that, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
I will tell you when to support me. Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is interesting. We just don't talk about it, sexism, enough because we don't want to sound whiny.
Mhm.
We don't want to sound complainy. I
Yeah.
am very fortunate. I've got a gazillion things in the positive. I have nothing to complain about or whine about. I'm so grateful. But I also just want it acknowledged. And we still haven't quite got there. Have we had a female president, Missy? Has that happened yet?
No.
No, no.
No.
What about like equal 50-50 on like important jobs? Do we have 50-50 there yet in all jobs across the country?
Yeah.
We're,
Yeah, there's a
we're
book, I was just looking it up. I read several years ago. It's called Hood Feminism, right? And so what you're talking, and I think this plays to what you're saying about we don't talk enough about feminism because like there's this idea that white women are a problem to feminism because like now we get to take advantage of it, so like we get some of the benefits of the feminist movement, but what it does is leave behind all of the other women of color and not cis white women. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but something to think about, like
Yeah, it's hard to talk about, especially as a white woman, because I have to acknowledge women of other races have it much worse, and I would like to try to understand that as much as I can. I think reading Michelle Obama's book really helped me in
Mhm.
one aspect because she said she was at her kid's soccer practice one time, or soccer game, and she was first lady at the time, and her kids wanted to get ice cream, and Secret Service is like, we can't do that, we haven't scheduled ahead. And she goes, listen, I don't have my makeup on, not one person's going to recognize me. And so she took her kids into that ice cream shop as first lady, and not one person recognized her. And that's when I really was like, she talks about just being ignored.
Yeah,
Just being,
that and
yeah.
like the Black maternal health crisis. That's a real thing, right? I mean, you saw the video of the woman. Was it in Indianapolis or Northern Indiana who basically like sat there at the administration table and gave birth, or what did they discharged her and she gave birth in her car 3 minutes later. There were like two stories like that, both to Black women, and like we have it pretty good as white women, but we also, as white women, need to protect other women because it extends much beyond
That's
impact.
where Taylor does a good job.
Yeah, yeah,
She pumps
exactly.
up everybody. If you are a good human putting good things in the world, you're in her environment, she pulls you in her greatness and lets you come in and you get some of that greatness. And that's the key. Taylor Swift is the answer here. The way Taylor handles relationships
Hmm.
shows how all of us should be holding relationships. We bring people with us as we're going up. And I really like the beautiful way she did that. Oh, I love the story. You haven't got to it yet, but it's so cute. The male dancer that's from Hawaii and he has long black hair. He said, yeah, you can if you want to comment on comments, but he said, that he was always told to cut his hair, which he has beautiful hair, and
Hmm.
then he needed to dance more masculine because he can dance masculine and feminine, and he likes both, and he likes mixing, and he likes just gender fluid stuff.
Hmm.
And to get to be on Taylor, like to get so famous being a dancer for her show was really beautiful. And there is one time I'm going to put this picture up. This is one of my favorite outfits.
Hmm.
Let me take the banner down here. This is when she's singing Are You Ready for It, which
Hmm.
is I think
Yes.
one of my favorite songs. I love it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Are you ready for it? And this is her wearing her new outfit because she did have a red one and she only had one outfit for a very long time. And they finally made her a second one that she
Hmm.
started in the second leg of the American tour, I think. I think Miami was the first show, and this is the first show in the rain in Miami. And but it was all female dancers that danced to this song, but he loved that song. And so they taught him the dance. And did you see this part? I don't
Mm-mm.
know.
Yes,
And they
I just.
taught him the dance. And then they just ask her. They show her the video right before the concert, and they're like, "Okay, he learned to dance. Can he do it at the concert tonight?" And she's like, "Love it, sure."
Yeah.
And he gets up there, and he could wear the same costume as the other dancer, and he gets up there and he rocks it. And I'm just like thinking about all the people that share something similar to this amazing Hawaiian dancer, how much that's going to bring to them, because seeing somebody succeed in life that looks like you is just so important. So I loved that. Was one of my favorite stories, is
Mhm.
him getting up there and doing that, and all the dancers were so thrilled for him, and like I love that. Do
I'll
you
have
want
to dive back in. I've seen clips of it, but yeah. Um, yeah, and like we talk a little bit about her as a leader and the fact that like she's she's built up her crew, her dance crew, and her entire tour crew to be the best. The moments before the show, somebody can come up to her and say, "Hey, can so and so do this?" And she says yes. Right? There's no like, this is my show. I am the center of attention. Like this,
She
just to
doesn't have
say,
the ego. She does not have the ego
yeah,
that you would expect from
yeah,
she's not a
yes,
diva. She's
no,
just not a diva. She doesn't have it. Yeah.
yeah,
And I think that's the healthier, happier way to be. If you can be just grateful and not have expectations and not be demanding, like love it. But at same hand, she doesn't have expectations. She's not demanding. She's not poor me, I want this,
no,
but she's clearly saying what she wants.
yeah. She
That's how you
said,
do it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
And
got a goal and I'm going to go do it. If
I've
you
been
want to get in
practicing
my
that
way,
this year, being like,
yeah,
I want this. I
yeah,
want this. Can I get it?
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, maybe. I
yeah.
wouldn't be able to get it if I didn't try.
Yeah. Set
Like,
your goals and go after
yeah,
them. And like,
yeah,
if you get in my way, okay, I'm gonna find a way around you.
yeah.
Right?
And also, I can ask somebody else, like, I can ask you to do the show with me, and you can say no, and I'll survive,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah.
if I would have been scared of the no, we wouldn't be doing this show right now.
Right.
Like, it's just so important. It's such good lessons that she teaches us. Did you want to talk about the comments?
I'm not sure. I'll let you lead.
Oh, we're just getting some.
Well, we've got a troll.
negative. We're getting some trolls, and I just want to comment, just check yourself. Maybe you're a little bit jealous of Taylor Swift. Maybe you're jealous of women liking Taylor. Maybe you're jealous of Taylor saying be you, and people are like, I'm going to be me. And that version of those people scare you. Maybe you're a little scared. I just want to point out the trolls, there's a lot of fear. And I think if they realized that we see their fear and they realized it was fear, I don't think they do it as much. I think it's just the reacting. It's the initial. You know what I mean? Yeah. I
I have
girl,
no idea because I have never in my life felt the need to go somewhere and like mock people. This person
well,
has actively
the
joined our.
the people that troll, they haven't learned how to do the things Taylor's doing that we're talking about, the things that we're learning to do. Be our own person, be brave, try some things out. It's okay if you fail. So instead of trying things that would make them happy, they feel good cutting down your attempt
Yeah.
because they don't know how to do it themselves. And
Yeah.
so I have empathy for the people that put negative comments out, and I wonder what their life is like because, like, you know, I've got a lot of people encouraging me and loving me and caring about, maybe they don't have that, or maybe they also could just be ungrateful people.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. You don't know what the root of it is, right? Did it start at a young age? Did it start at home? Is it,
Missy,
are they going through a breakup? Who knows?
I've been called online, just to listen to this, you guys. I've been called fat, ugly, stupid, a lot of stupid bitch, a lot of bitch with fat bitch, stupid bitch, a lot of that.
Mhm.
I've been told to let the man talk. I've been told I'm wrong about 80,000 times in 80,000 different ways. I'm wrong on things when 95% of the time, guess what, Missy? I'm not wrong.
Yeah, not wrong.
I'm not even wrong.
Mhm.
And so it has toughened me up. Like when
Yeah,
Taylor
you
Swift
have
says,
to.
it's not about me when they're
No.
talking about, like that really helps me.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. I'm honestly glad for every single comment I've had because it doesn't bother me
That's
anymore.
fair. That's great. That's so great. I love that.
Somebody could post right now, you stupid fat bitch, you don't know anything, you're so
Yeah.
wrong. They could post it and it makes me laugh. Like,
Yeah.
so I think Taylor has reached that way higher than me. And I
Yeah.
hope to get there, honestly,
Yeah.
because it just, I don't know. That it is interesting because you're not online. So you're like, oh,
I
right?
mean, like I consider myself to be a pretty empathetic person and, try to understand or empathize with people from all different experiences, backgrounds, all of that jazz. But I don't think I will ever be able to empathize with the motives and reasoning of a keyboard warrior. It just does not
There's so
compute.
many of them. Like they're loud. It's so interesting because when you meet them in person, because I've met my trolls in person before, they're not who you think they are. They're not scary, and I've had them apologize to me before.
Yeah.
I've met a troll one time, and I said, it hurts my feelings when you post those things about me, and he said he was sorry.
Yeah, because it's easy to do it when it's just behind a
It's harder
screen,
to do it in
right?
person.
Yeah.
Oh man,
You
yeah.
wouldn't
Oh,
talk to people in real life like that.
yeah. It's the safety of the screen, and again, it's so interesting. Like if you're not in reality, it's a lot easier to attack other people because you can't see, you're not living your own life. You're living through other people's. So you're judging other people's lives. It's just interesting. But like Taylor Swift is such a celebrity. People think that they can judge her. And she's just like, no, look, I'm just a person. She's
Yeah.
an incredible person.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, let me show you how I do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and we all need to remember that. Tim Peck, just a person. He's like the smartest person I know, and I'm really grateful to be his friend, but he's just human. And he also like has more pain than the average person. And he gets less sleep than the average person. And he
No,
works
he
harder
doesn't.
than the
Don't let him
average
fool
person.
you. He does not get less sleep. He needs more sleep than the average person.
That's funny. Yeah, I wonder how much compare your sleep to his sleep because I know I'm getting less sleep
Yeah.
than the male in my
Yeah.
life. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mom life. Oh
No,
my
Tim
gosh.
is fantastic though, and I think being in this close proximity to him over the last 2 years running for Congress has really humanized many people in political office, political positions, right? Public service. And that combined with this culture of keyboard warriors is just it's a whole different outlook, right? These the majority of people are out there and actually want to do good, right? They may not have the same beliefs as you, but they care. So
Oh my gosh, I have to put this comment on. This one's funny. Is there any other countries where women's situation is better than in the US? Okay, that is I've had that a lot. Like we should stop complaining because women got it worse other places. I'm not complaining, but we still
that's not the
aren't
comparison.
equal.
That's not the comparison. The comparison isn't like stop complaining because you have it better than other people. Stop complaining because you can't be sold for marriage or you can't, like you have running water and all that stuff. That's not the comparison. The
No.
comparison is like, let's make it all better. Let's
Yeah.
build up the
Let's
world
make
for
it
the
better for everywhere. I
people
can't
around
control the whole
us.
world. I would if I
Yes.
could. If I could make women equal everywhere in the world, I would do it. But what am I going to do instead? I'm going to talk about Taylor Swift and how she's a model for everybody. This show is trying to help show
Yes.
people
Yes.
how to lead healthy lives. And when women are treated better, men are treated better.
Mhm.
It all goes together. It's not like women get treated better and men get worse.
No,
If I'm
it's
a
not
happy,
Barbie. It's not
functioning
Barbie.
adult, and I get to be me, my husband is a lot happier because believe it or not, he loves me and wants me to be happy. And when the
Yeah.
two of us are working together on our same goals, we're pretty unstoppable. We're a really good team. So it's just interesting. It's so bad. Like the sexism online is so bad. Oh, Missy, before we get off, I was doing a show last week with a Lutheran pastor, this badass woman. She's black woman in her like 60s. And somebody commented, "Is that Whoopi Goldberg?" On the live.
Again, as a troll, right?
And then I had a man, Saad, from Iraq. He was born in Iraq. And he was on, and I had to block people. Like the racism he was getting as he was just pouring his heart out for that hour about how much he loves America and that's why he's running for township trustee. And I'm just like, you all, maybe we should open up our eyes and see the world just a little bit.
Yep.
And then somebody's here from Scotland saying in
I
Scotland everyone is welcome. You know,
that.
I haven't been to Scotland. Have you been to Scotland?
I haven't, but I want you to tell my friend April hello.
Oh,
One of my friends, yeah, moved to Scotland, and
that's really nice to hear. I bet
yeah,
it is better in some countries. Like New Zealand's had a woman prime minister and she's freaking badass. She got elected and it's like now I got to tell people I'm pregnant. Like she had a rough time during COVID and everything. You know, we'll get there maybe.
I mean, also all of these countries that get a year off after you have a child, right? Like, come on. Yes, lots of places are better off than us, and we should strive for that. But also,
Now we're getting trolled about our looks.
all the time I'll get dressed and I'll walk out to Tim and like, do I look like a lesbian?
Maybe go do your, if you don't like our show, you don't have to watch it. This is funny. Okay, I didn't see that we would get trolled so heavily on the episode, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, they're very into our noses.
They're very into our noses. I hate to tell you, but I was born with this and I can't control how I look. If you don't like it, you don't have to look at me. Okay.
I love the fact that we come off as angry, but we've been smiling the entire time.
And laughing.
Yeah.
I think that kind of goes to show that no matter what we do, we're wrong.
Bananas in Scotland. Yes, of course.
And,
people will always have opinions, right? This is the lesson. People will always have opinions.
But like,
I say
think
this
about how
all
much
the time.
Taylor's been judged.
Yeah.
And she's learned to move above it. And so, I'll learn to move above it. I kind of think it's funny. I do want to say one more thing before we get off. I thought it was really amazing of Taylor Swift she took like a few months off when the tour went from like Europe back to America. And in that time, she wrote an entire album and then she put it in the show.
But
And
not
this
just
is,
any album, like a 30-track album. It was effectively
and it was about 2 breakups that she went
two
through before she
albums,
met
and
Travis.
it was 2 albums in one. It was like 30 plus songs. It was insane. So then, of course, when she comes out with The Life of a Showgirl, I'm like, it's only 45 minutes long. Where's the rest of it? You know? But yes, fantastic.
And then she wrote Showgirl, The Life of a Showgirl on
Yep,
tour, and that's out now, and that's great. I love her video. I love Life. Is it Life of Ophelia? What is it? I love that album.
Ophelia.
Yeah, I love that song. I love the whole watching the video. I'll put it up in the kitchen while I'm doing chores and cleaning and watch it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Taylor, keep being you. Everybody else, keep being you. Be your authentic self. Oh, I love how Taylor would say, "Oh, I've got a lot of emotions and a lot of feelings. I just had my first show. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm not taking any medicine. And you know what? I'm just going to let my body feel all this and it'll go to sleep when it goes to sleep." I'm like, I've started doing that more because I'll do like a big speech or I'll go to some event and I'm like and it's like to not be feel bad. Oh, I can't sleep. It's like, no, my body just went through a really intense moment. I'm going to let it ride it out. Like, I think that that's really healthy. I'm going to keep watching stuff that Taylor pumps out and I'm going to keep getting wisdom from it. I want to know what wisdom you all get from Taylor. Yeah. What would be your biggest thing that you get from her before we get off?
While we're collecting feedback, I want to tell a quick story about my son. So, I listen to Taylor Swift a lot, so he knows Taylor Swift. It's one of the very few musicians he listens to. I don't have a wide palette of music that I listen to. And over the summer, we were in New York, and I was like, let's drive past Taylor Swift's house. So Cass is like, are we going to Taylor's house? So he just thinks she's someone that we know. So the last time we went to New York, he was like, are we going to go to Taylor's house? I was like, no, bud.
She is someone that we know.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does share herself enough that we do know her. That's why our lives are better. My life is better because of Taylor Swift. Your life is better because of Taylor Swift. And like all the people that got to see her shows and experience that 3.5 joy fest where you're allowed to feel feelings. There's no shame. There's no guilt. You're allowed to be you. All the times that Taylor really goes out of her way to be supportive of the Pride community of be you. I really feel that in my soul. Like, I love supporting the Pride community because I'm like, being who you are is so freaking important for your mental health. She gets it. She has to be her because her life could be very stressful if she allowed it to be, but she doesn't. And so she's just teaching it to all of us. Like, thank you. Like, I love that so much. I can't wait for what other things she puts out in the world.
Yeah. In a world of Donald Trumps, be a Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Be more like Taylor. How could you be like Taylor today? I know I'm going to effectively communicate what I want. I'm going to support those in my life. I'm going to bring them up with me. There's just so many things that I learned from her. I know I'm going to watch that docu-series every year because there's going to be stuff that I forget about it. And I've watched her documentary twice. You should watch that. You'd like it. It's good. And then I'm so thankful for her healthy relationship. People that want a healthy relationship, look at that. She is modeling for us, especially that podcast where she's talking, what's it called? Greater Heights?
New Heights.
New Heights. Yeah, it's just like, here, let me show you how your man should treat you and how I should treat my person. Like, let me just show you a healthy relationship. Here it is. And it's such a gift. It's so vulnerable. She's amazing. She also learned a new song. Every concert, she did a different piano song and a different acoustic guitar song. Every concert.
Cool.
And she also put in whole new sets and whole new dances. Like, she's so smart.
Yeah. And the idea that like this is her passion, right? So it's not work to her, but she was round the clock, right? If you're not traveling and setting up for the next tour, you're taking care of yourself and coming down and practicing for the next one.
And I see that in me too, because I love Project Next. It's my baby. You know, Tim helps me with it and he's co-founder and he does stuff, but I'm the one doing all the work for it and it is my force. Like nobody's making me do a
Right.
show and post
Yep.
clips and send it to everybody and spend hours putting it out on the radio and all this stuff, you know. It's and so I really identify with her passion. Mine's something different but similar. It's still creative. Trying to make the world better, trying to model.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to make the world a better place. If you do anything today, tomorrow, this week, next year, whatever, just try to make the world a better place. Whether it's your small little circle or you have a bigger reach.
If you don't understand, if you have somebody that doesn't understand why you like Taylor, send them this. Maybe they can learn something. Yep. Take a journey on live trolling and how to react to it and, you know, be more like Taylor. Yeah. Missy, let me know if you ever want to do a show with me again. I don't know how many times I can talk about Taylor Swift with you to get you on here, but I love you so much. Tim is wonderful, and I'm really glad that you have him. I'm really glad you two have each other. I'm really grateful that we're friends. I want to hang out more. I want to invite you over for pizza. My husband makes the best pizza in the entire world, and I want you all to come over.
Okay.
Chris will make us pizza.
Well, I'm happy that Tim has you and grateful for our friendship. So thank you for inviting me on.
Everybody share the Taylor Swift love and have a fantastic rest of your day and Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.
Happy New Year, Sarah.